What's up, guys? This is J4. I'm here with Big Fella 117, and we're gonna see Terrifier 3. I'm equally terrified and excited for it.
No pun intended.
So I've seen some news articles, I've seen some TikTok videos. It saw that they were giving some sick bags to theaters, but they didn't give us any sick bags. Kind of weird about that, but also kind of excited. Probably means it's not gonna be that graphic, but at the same time, it's probably gonna be very, very graphic to say the least. And I really hope it's gonna be, like what the social media videos are saying. People are just fainting or puking everywhere because it reminds me of like Psycho or whatever, where it was just so ahead of its time. So we just got out of the movie theater and we just saw Terrifier 3, and it is one of the craziest horror movies I have seen in a very long time. Especially a modern horror movie, and a slasher one at that. Like a lot of people when they think of like crazy modern horror movies, they think of the new supernatural ones, and Terrifier 3, is supernatural, and it's a combination of supernatural and slasher, but I don't think we've had like a crazy combo of that since maybe Scream, but that's mostly like realistic than supernatural. I think one that I can think of is like Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th, but they have not had that many rich characters or world building in their most like recent sequels or remakes, like compared to the original first few back in the 80s. Terrifier 3, I think, is a massive improvement from the original and even the second one. Like, the characters are no longer dicks anymore. They're like at Scream level now, I think, where you can relate to them at some points, or a person like that. And there's still some annoying characters, there's still some mean characters, but like, not everyone is a dick now. The backgrounds and settings are also like not as cheesy or isolated as the first few are. Like now it seems like a modern Hollywood movie. It just reminds me of like Scream, but the blood and graphicness of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Evil Dead. What do you think of it, big fella?
I would say this movie was definitely improving over the last two. Like, compared to the second one, particularly the bedroom scene, I was worried that they were going to, like, amp up the ante in some regard, but it was actually pretty tame. But I would not recommend eating anything beforehand, unlike my friend here who's got an iron stomach. Yeah, this movie is not for the squeamish or the faint of heart, but for a modern-day horror fan, or any horror fan for that matter, this movie is for you.
Yep. Additional notes. I would kind of love if... So I know the whole purpose of Art the Clown is that, he does this whole mime act, but I would love to see him... I would love to see an alternate version where he would talk, because I think that would lean more towards like a dark comedy side. Kind of like what Freddy Krueger, used to do when he would get himself hurt, or when he would, kill other people. About the blood and gore, it's about as graphic as the second one, although I would probably argue at some moments, like the shower scene and the abandoned house scene, probably more graphic than the bedroom scene. I don't want to spoil it too much for anyone who's too
squeamish.
Yeah, too squeamish and want to see the movie. But I will warn you that the last 30 minutes or so is very gory, very bloody, very intense, and I'm just very excited to see the fourth one.
Yeah, that can't come soon enough, especially with how it ended.
It's a very good Christmas horror movie, a very good Christmas violent movie, kind of like a Violent Night, Black Christmas, Christmas Evil, Silent Night and Deadly Night, even though that's more of like a cheesy comedy movie.
Very much.
Than a horror movie. But overall, just a very fantastic movie. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Kind of close to a 7, but just an 8 out of 10. It was just very wild and entertaining. But I would say that despite it being a better movie than the second one seems more entertaining at times, especially with its magic and like the crazy lore. The third one tries to expand more on the lore, tries to explain it. But I'm just excited for the fourth one, see how it all wraps up. I think Damien Leone said something like how he knows he wants the fourth one to end or to wrap up. So, just closing off with the 8 out of 10 rating, and can't wait for the fourth one.